It's Tuesday, March 18. We're back for a recap of what happened today based on our levels, and we're looking at a daily chart of the SPY. So we had a few scenarios we talked about in the game plan, which we'll look at shortly, that leading up to this FOMC announcement on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, that today and the first part of tomorrow, price could kind of go sideways. The bears might push the price down into the middle of this zone, or they might even get below and look even weaker. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a flat day, at least looking at this daily chart. Closed within a couple pennies of the low of the zone, 561.02. If we zoom in closer and look at, say, a 10-minute chart, they came down early below the bottom of the zone and spent most of the day just going sideways, bouncing between it and the 200-period moving average. See some similar things on other charts. Here's a 15-minute chart. This is the 100-period moving average. They spent some time bouncing around. So yeah, they're going sideways here. So tomorrow morning, leading up to the 2 p.m. Eastern FOMC announcement, it's anyone's guess what they might do. Currently, what they're building here in these shorter time frames has the potential of playing out to the downside. There's a lot of space that they could go higher and still keep this bearish consolidation intact. Not to mention, they only spent a brief amount of time above the zone, got back in the middle of it, and below most of the day. So not necessarily strong, but then what they're probably doing is just waiting on the announcement on Wednesday. Not likely going to be a ton of activity until then, but anything can happen. We'll find out tomorrow. You can read through the levels that were identified and put out this morning in the game plan. Essentially, I talk about the different scenarios. Price could be flat today and tomorrow morning. They could get down into the zone, or they can get lower than the zone, look kind of weak. Where they end up tomorrow by 2 p.m. is probably where they're supposed to be at that point in time. And most likely at that point, we'll have some clues by Thursday afternoon and by the end of the week what the next leg in the SPY might look like. So of all those levels, here are the 4 that were hit. So basically by about 12:20 or so, 12:25, there would have been no trades past this point playing by the rules. So just make it easier, I'll zoom in a little bit. We'll talk about what you would have done based on these levels. So price came down into top of the zone, this level at 562.77, and all that happened before the 15-minute window opened. So here is the 9:45 a.m. candle, this big drop here. So it closed here, and now if they'd gone all the way up to this level, that would have been a time to go short, but they never made it up there. Instead, they went down to the bottom of the zone. First, looks like they came up close here, but they got within 13 cents of the level. That is not a near miss. So if they come down into 561, you're welcome to take a long trade. I'm just going to hover here at 561.40. I did go over in the E-minis and look at what happened here, and it was about almost 5 points. So that's a base hit, pretty quick. I didn't take any trades today. I'm just telling you what you could have expected. And they're messing around with this level, You're not doing anything until they get underneath it. So they hit 559.78. On this level, you could adjust it, so 559.83. This green reference line would be the equivalent of 4 points in the E-minis. This one took about maybe 13, 14 minutes before they handed over a base hit on that one. And then now they're back up to the underside of 561. So now it's time to go short at this level. And I don't really need to put a reference line. You can see they came down definitely 4 points or more. So 3 base hits. 1, 2, 3. That's 12 S&P points. No recording of any live trades to look at. I did not take any trades today, and I won't take any tomorrow. That was mentioned in the game plan sent out this morning. Just want to take a break. I consider the day before and the day of an FOMC announcement a pretty good time to take a break. But what we just looked at is spelled out here on the play-in by the rules log. 2 trades that yielded 3 base hits, so 12 points. And these 2 levels weren't triggered because they were hit within 15 minutes of the opening bell. You might remember on Monday, we had 12 points. You can go back and look at the video where I talked through those. Well, there's a comment which pointed out a few good things, made the case that 2 of those trades should not really have been counted per the rules, and it is true. I got a lot of points going long at the top of that zone, but per the rules, there was a near miss. So while I don't have the notes here, if you look at the comment and my response to that comment in yesterday's video, it would make sense. So strictly speaking, there's only 1 official base hit if you were really playing by the rules, if you were being very strict about it. So anyway, I adjusted that 4 points to keep this tracking log more realistic and accurate. So this is where we are so far with that 2 contract position, trading every single level, every single day. And over here at the Sam's trades log, no trades taken for today. This is where you would be if you did everything that I've done so far this year, just trading 2 contracts per level, just to keep things consistent when comparing to the play-in by the rules log. So that's it for today. Most likely, there won't be a lot of action until the news drops tomorrow afternoon after 2 p.m. And I'm planning to take another day off and not get involved in any more trades tomorrow, but I'll still run the numbers. I'll still find levels, and I'll send them out in the morning per usual with a game plan for anyone who chooses to use the levels to get involved in the market tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the feedback, constructive criticism, feedback, whatever. I don't mind. Thank you for pointing things out that are helpful to the channel. I'll talk to you again soon in the next recap video. So until then, have a great day.